Imagine moving to the vibrant city of New Orleans, known for its rich culture, incredible food, and lively atmosphere. It's a dream for many, right?
But before you settle into your new home and start soaking in all that jazz, there's a crucial first step to ensure a comfortable life here: setting up your water service. It might sound like a mundane chore, but in a historic city like this, it's actually a pretty unique process. Stay tuned to learn everything you need to know about starting water service in New Orleans so you can get the tap flowing without a single hitch. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. Getting your service up and running is basically just checking off these 6 boxes: SWBNO basics, required documents, the application process, service activation, fees and bills, and finally, customer support. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Understanding SWBNO Basics, your new utility provider. Setting up an account is literally the unavoidable, essential first step for any new resident here. In New Orleans, you're going to be dealing with the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans, or as locals call it, SWBNO. They are the sole public utility responsible for your drinking water, wastewater, and managing stormwater. And get this, they serve about 360,000 residents across Orleans Parish. That is a huge operation. Plus, they aren't just a standard utility company. They manage a very complex, deeply historic infrastructure in a highly dynamic coastal environment. Starting service here means you're stepping into a system that works around the clock to protect the city. Moving right along to Section 2, Gathering your required documents. This right here is the absolute key to a smooth application. Now, what's really important to understand is that because of historical issues with utility debt and the need for strict fraud prevention, SWBNO enforces some seriously rigorous verification standards. Preparation is everything. If you're buying a home, so you're a residential owner, you've got to present your executed act of sale. Renting, you fall under residential tenant, which means you need to bring your signed lease, a damage deposit receipt, or a formal statement from your landlord. For the business folks, commercial accounts need a corporate lease, deed, or act of sale explicitly in the business's legal name. It's all about legally and financially binding that specific water meter to you. Along with proof of occupancy, you've got to prove you are who you say you are. You'll need a valid government-issued photo ID, like a driver's license. You also need to provide your social security number, and definitely be prepared for this. Representatives have the right to demand to see your actual physical social security card, so just bring it. Commercial accounts will need their EIN, and if you're having someone else apply on your behalf as a proxy, the rules are incredibly strict. They absolutely must have a signed letter of authorization from you, a copy of your state ID, and their own state ID. No exceptions. All right, Section 3, Navigating the Application Process. Let's talk about how and where to actually apply.
So you've got all your documents perfectly organized. You basically have 2 pathways to apply, but here's an insider tip. They are definitely not created equal. The highly recommended pathway is the in-person application. Walking into a physical service center guarantees immediate processing and timely activation. Yes, there is a digital option to email your documents in, but it's subject to a latency of 1 to 2 business days because of digital queue backlogs. Seriously, manage your expectations here. If you want your water turned on without delay, just go in person.
Let's break down exactly how this flows. Step 1, gather your verified documents and ID. Step 2, submit that application, again, preferably in person. Step 3, wait for the administrative team to review and approve your file. And finally, Step 4, you receive your brand new account number and you pay the required deposit. Honestly, knowing exactly how these administrative gears turn takes so much stress out of the experience. Section 4, Preparing for Service Activation, Getting the Water Flowing. Once your account is administratively created, a field technician has to be dispatched to physically turn on your tap. This introduces a really critical rule. Why must a person aged 18 or older be physically present during the activation window? During this window, usually between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m., if your home is vacant when the tech arrives, they will absolutely refuse to turn on the water, and you'll have to reschedule the whole thing. But why? Well, imagine a scenario where the previous tenant moved out and accidentally left an upstairs bathtub faucet wide open. Without an adult present inside to monitor the plumbing, the sudden rush of water pressure from the street would cause catastrophic internal flooding before anyone even noticed. In a city with gorgeous, older historic properties, this brilliantly illustrates how a seemingly frustrating bureaucratic hurdle is actually an entirely logical protective measure for your new home. Shifting gears now to Section 5, Understanding Fees and Bills.
let's talk about what to expect on your very first statement.
We want you to know exactly what to expect, so there's zero sticker shock. So the crucial point to remember is this number right here, $33.56. SWBNO utilizes a ready-to-serve billing model. This basically means that a standard residential home faces a fixed monthly base fee of $33.56 before a single drop of water is even consumed. This helps cover the fixed costs of maintaining the purification plants, the pumping stations, and all those underground pipes. You also need to be prepared for mandatory security deposits, and these scale up based on the physical size of your water meter. A standard 5/8-inch residential meter requires a $100 deposit. Larger residential meters hit $125, while commercial deposits start at $300 and go up. Now listen closely. This deposit is held as collateral, and it must be paid in full within 21 days of your application. Failure to pay within that 21-day window will result in the automatic closure of your brand new account. Don't let that happen.
Beyond the deposit and base rates, there are a few other mandated levies. There's a $75 initial meter turn-on fee to activate your service. You're also going to see a city sanitation fee on your monthly statement. That's $24 a month for residential and $48 for commercial. Now, SWNBO bundles this onto your water bill just to reduce collection costs, but those sanitation funds go directly to the City of New Orleans. If you ever need to dispute a sanitation charge, calling the water board won't do you any good. You have to contact the city directly via the 311 network.
And finally, Section 6, Customer Support and Resources. Where to go when you need help.
If you run into any unique challenges, here are your lifelines. You can call them at 504-52-WATER or email customerservice@swbno.org. If you need to go in person, which, again, we highly recommend, the East Bank office is located at 625 St. Joseph Street, and the West Bank office is at 4021 Behrman Place. Just keep in mind the call center and physical offices only operate during standard business hours. However, if you ever experience a major emergency like a water main break, their field operations dispatch is awake and operational 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Starting your water service is a huge foundational step in making New Orleans your true home. By preparing your documents carefully, going in person, having an adult present for activation, and understanding your fees, you are completely empowered to tackle this. Follow these detailed steps to ensure a smooth transition and take advantage of all the amazing resources available to you.
Real quick before we go, please note that this explainer is for informational purposes only. While we've aimed to provide accurate and up-to-date information, definitely check directly with the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans for the most current requirements and procedures. I'll leave you with this thought. Getting your utilities set up might seem like a total hassle, but taking the time to understand the flow of water here is really your very first lesson in truly understanding the incredible, dynamic flow of New Orleans itself. Thanks so much for joining us, and welcome home.